All right, y'all. We are back with another player preview series with Marcus Keene, longtime member of Sideline Cancer. We've done three of these so far. This is our fourth. Marcus, you are arguably the most notable Sideline Cancer player. You've been with the team for several years now. First, though, before we get into the conversation, how you doing today, man?
Man, I'm doing good. Just woke up not too long ago. Just gonna get my day started in a little bit, but yeah, I'm doing good, man. It feels good to be back home after a long season overseas.
Yeah, how did the season go for you?
The season went it was rocky. I started off at Seta Vita, in Slovenia, and then finished out in Varese, in Italy. Where in Italy I was the leading scorer of the league for the season. So I mean that was a good accomplishment for myself.
Yeah, not an unfamiliar experience for you being the leading scorer. So let's talk a little bit about your college ball. We'll kick it off there. I mean, we'll get to that Central Michigan season that was pretty memorable. You spent 2 years at Youngstown State. Uh, from everything I've seen in research, that's the only place you had a scholarship offer coming out of high school, right?
Yeah, that was one of my only legit offer. I had a couple interests here and there, but at that time, when they offered me and I went out on that visit and I liked how everything was, and I had some past injury issues, and the year before, and I was and the year before that, so I was kind of scared that I was gonna get hurt my senior year and then lose my scholarship. So I took what I had early, and that was the only thing I had, so I took it early just to have something secure, just in case in my senior year of high school I got hurt again.
Absolutely. It's crazy how that process is so okay for the colleges, but not necessarily for the players, right? You're kind of in a lose-lose situation there. So definitely understand that. And you spent 2 years at Youngstown State, and then from everything I've read, it looks like Central Michigan. You played Central Michigan. You liked the style of their play, and you thought that maybe would be a better fit for you. Is there anything else to that story?
Yeah, so we played Central Michigan my sophomore year at Central Michigan. I think I had like 25, 27, something like that. We lost, but I still played good. But they had a kid on their team named Braylon Racing, who I knew from Dallas, from San Antonio. He's from Dallas, but we knew each other through the basketball circuit and always play AAU together and stuff. I mean, against each other. So I was just thinking in my head, like, man, I know if I come here, I know I got to sit out a year, but we'll have one year together with the other pieces around. We could do something special here. And then, I could finish out my senior year, blah, blah, blah. And so that's what made me. And when I went out there on the visit to CMU, and I liked how the school was and everything, so that's what all put it together. But it was really because my homeboy Braylon was on that team, so I wanted to go play with him.
Nice. And so I'm actually a Drake grad, so I'm very familiar with Keno Davis. What was it like playing under Keno Davis for that season?
I mean, he was cool, very laid back, chill coach. He was a players coach. He let the players go out there and make plays. Maybe sometimes call plays if we see something he didn't see. So I mean, I love playing Vakino. He let me be who I am, and him letting me be who I am has got me to where I am today. So I have nothing but love for him and thank him a lot.
Love that. And so, what to walk me through that season? So you redshirt a year. Sounds like you were having an absolute dominant time on the practice squad, kind of getting the team ready. And then you go into your redshirt junior year. I think it would have been. What was that season like? And did it feel like? Did you know you're about to break out? Was it clicking from the beginning? I mean, walk me through that season where you led the NCAA in scoring.
Well, so yeah, the year before when I was on practice squad all year, I was like killing the team and yada yada yada. But that was the same year Khalil Felder was going crazy at Oakland when he had the big game against Michigan State and playing against Washington. I having all those good games, and I'm watching him and I'm like, man, like I played against him the year before at Youngstown versus Oakland. So I'm like, man, I done played against him 2 years. We're the same age, and I'm like, man, I know I could do what he could do. And so that whole year I watched him a lot, and I was at practice just getting better and better. So then going into my junior year, I wanted to go out there, and I seen that he had got drafted, and I seen what he was able to do, and I'm like, man, like K, my dog, and but I feel like I had some better offensive abilities to my game than he did. You know what I mean? He was a better facilitator and passer, but I think I was a better scorer and stuff like that. So I'm like, man, he's going crazy. I think I could do the same thing. So then my junior year, we started off winning, and I was having some good games, and then it just kept going for some reason, and then people started talking about me, and it started becoming like something to talk about. And then that's when I was like, man, I really want to go try and get the and go and average 30, because that wasn't my mindset. My mindset was just, I don't really go in there trying to average a certain amount of points. I go in there trying to win. Just I know scoring is going to come with it because that's what I do. But towards the end of the season, we started losing. So then that's when I was like, man, we losing. I'm still trying to win, but at the same time, I want to go do something that hasn't been done in 20 years or so, 20 plus years or whatever.
Yeah.
So, that was something that was special for me too, though, even though the season didn't end how I wanted it to end because we was losing. But I mean, I still accomplished something that, obviously didn't even last long because my boy Chris Clemens, the next year, he broke mine. But still, it was just the fact that I did something that hadn't been done in so long. So that was very special to me.
Absolutely, man. And so you decide to declare for the NBA draft after that. Can you walk me through that decision and what that pre-workout process was like for you?
Yeah, so that process at the time I was with Impact Management. Um, so throughout that whole year, that's when at that time that's when people started testing the waters or leaving early. Especially if you have a good year, like tell you to get out before you have a bad year. So I mean, honestly, I kind of regret leaving. I think I should have stayed and tried to do, even if I didn't come back and average 30 again, just show that I could stay consistent. Because also that same year was that was a tough draft class for point guards. You had people at the bottom like Frank Mason and Juwan Evans who went late second round. Anywhere else they probably would have been first round picks, but because there was De'Aaron Fox and Lonzo, and then myself all the way at the bottom. But I had a lot of workouts. I had like 12 workouts. I worked out for Houston. I had double workout for Detroit. I played good in Detroit, Utah, um, uh, 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 Boston. Uh, I had and a few others, but man, yeah, I had a lot of draft workouts. I did my pre-draft in Vegas and at Impact Sports Management, and so Impact Basketball. So yeah, I had a great pre-draft, and I had like a lot of opportunities and stuff. But Washington, I played good with Washington as well. So the pre-draft process was good, and I had a lot of workouts. But I really do feel like I probably should have went back.
Yeah. So given the current state of college basketball, where if you play really well, maybe at a mid-major school, you have the opportunity to transfer. Is that something you would have taken advantage of your senior year?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, and even after my junior year, I had a lot of schools calling me. I had Missouri, I had Texas Tech, I had a lot of schools calling my AAU coach and stuff like that. But you know, uh, at that time, I thought it was just best that like, man, I was hot and I kind of wanted to run with the hot, run with the hot instead of maybe going high major and you know not showing who I really am. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
I'm kind of more of a scoring point guard. Maybe if I would have went up there, they might have would have tried to change my game or whatever. I just wanted to, me and my family, we thought it was just best to leave while I'm hot, and this is who I am. So now going into my next stage of my career, this is who I am. You know what I'm saying? So.
definitely. Is the goal eventually to get to the NBA still?
I mean, if it happens, it happens. But no, my goal right now is to play EuroLeague. I want to play EuroLeague. That's a goal that I feel like I know I can reach, and if I don't reach it, I feel like I didn't accomplish something that I know I can get to. You know what I'm saying? The NBA, that's a long shot. There's a lot of political game into it. My size, all that, yada yada yada. I get all that, but I know at EuroLeague, there's players my size. I'm already over here in Europe doing my thing in Europe. Like, how do I get myself to that step to where I'm playing EuroLeague basketball? And if I don't get there, I would feel like I didn't do what I was supposed to do. So that's what I'm trying to get to right now.
Yeah, actually, one of your teammates now, Mike Daum, actually explained to me a little bit about EuroLeague because I think for me and for a lot of people in America, we don't completely understand the dynamics of European basketball, and so from my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong here, EuroLeague is basically the level above all the different country leagues specifically, but those EuroLeague teams also play in their country as well, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay,
So
that's
like,
awesome. Yeah,
yeah, like it's EuroLeague, Euro Cup, and then Basketball Champions League, and then it's another one called FIBA Euro Cup. But I had started off in Euro Cup, and stuff happened, so I had to end up going to Varese, which is an Italian league. But definitely, yeah, Euro League. You know, that's the best of the best besides the NBA.
Absolutely. And so you played in Italy, Korea, Taiwan, Latvia, and Estonia, Slovenia. Is there any other countries I'm missing from that?
I had a couple. I had a little stint in Thailand,
Okay.
and yeah, everything else. And then I played G League, obviously in Memphis, but that was it.
Yeah. What has been your favorite place to play so far?
Honestly, I want to say South Korea at that time was probably like the funnest place I was playing at, because like every game you went to, it was sold out, it was packed, the fans was going crazy. But then now last year I finally experienced the European side of when you can max capacity, yada yada yada, where everybody can come into the gym. And then now I'm like, man, Italy, where I was just at this past year in Venezia, man, it was crazy. Like it was crazy. You know, the last year we were still playing with the COVID rules, so you couldn't see gymnasiums packed the way it was. But once they let it 100% capacity in Italy, man, it was crazy. It was crazy.
How many fans does your home stadium hold?
Ours held 5,000, and but like it's 5,000 on top of drums, on top of nonstop. Like you know how like you had the student section in college, like
Yeah.
in Italy, you got like one whole side that just people are just nonstop going, talking their language, just beating drums, just like the atmosphere in Europe is crazy. Like it's crazy, and like you know, some of the teams at the EuroLeague level, like Maccabi Tel Aviv, uh, Efes Istanbul, you know, Olympiacos, those Greece teams. Like it's a different atmosphere overseas, especially in Europe when it's full capacity.
That's wild. So it's kind of like they almost have like that soccer vibe that they bring
Yeah,
into a
yeah.
basketball arena. Yeah.
In the arena, like even like you can even smell the cigarette smokes in the arenas and all that type of stuff. Like it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
That's super cool. Just one question about the G League. What was your experience like in the G League? And did you ultimately want to get back to Europe after that?
Yeah, I went to South Korea after the G League. That's when I South Korea came and got me. But the G League was cool. You know, like I said, it's very political. I had came mid season, and it was I had you know I was with Memphis Hustle. That's when Javion Carter was with Memphis. So every time the guys who got drafted or you know get sent down to the G League, they gotta play, and they're gonna play 30 at least 33, 34 minutes for sure. So I mean now you're left with you might be splitting minutes with two other point guards, and there's only 14 of y'all left. I mean, 14 minutes left or whatever. So, you know, you know, that was very tough for me. At times, I didn't play at all, and then at times when people were sent up or hurt, I got to play. And if you look at the resume and the stats of the G League, every time I played good. You know what I mean? So it's never like I had a chance, an opportunity, and I just didn't play well. Nah, I played good, and you know when I was able to. So, and then at the time, I was like, man, I had a daughter on the way. That was the reason why I left in the first place, because I was like, I need to go get some money to provide, make sure I could have to provide for my daughter when she was born. So, now I probably won't go back to the G League because now I'm at the stage right now in my life where I'm 27, just turned 27, and it's you know just about making money now. You know what I mean? Playing at the highest level I could play at while making the money that I deserve. And you know the G League is kind of for guys who either have this aspiration shot or I mean have this aspiration or a good shot to get to the NBA, or where they've made enough money overseas where they can take a year in the G League and just play in the G League and see what happens for NBA, because they've made so much money. The money is not the issue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, I don't think people realize that the G League doesn't exactly pay very well.
yeah,
um,
yeah,
you look at like Peter Jock, I'm a big Iowa guy. Peter Jock played with the Northern Arizona Suns for 2 years and was doing really well there, but wasn't getting called up. And so why not go make some money overseas and get the money while it's hot. So
yeah.
definitely makes sense. And so you talked a little bit about making as much money as you can right now. What do you want to do after your basketball career?
Oh, so I got I'm gonna get into training. I don't want to be a coach. I don't think I could deal good with coaching, but I definitely want to be a trainer. So basically, eventually open up my own little sport place out here and run it through like that. I want to give back to the kids and to the students of the game who appreciate the game like I did. And so that's eventually what I'm gonna do when basketball is over. But for right now, I'm still focused on basketball. But I'm also already transitioning into the business side of things. So when it's done, and so I'm holding camps now and gonna start working out some kids just to give back now. But once it's all done, that's what I'm eventually gonna be doing.
That's super cool. That's actually when I spoke to Mo Creek, and he had a similar idea of he wants to open up gyms and whatnot to be able to provide back and do training for different players. Wasn't necessarily as into the coaching aspect, similar to you. So very cool. So you played in several TBTs to this point. What has your TBT experience been like? And also, what have you noticed about the growth and popularity of TBT since you joined until today?
Well, first thing first, I mean, I love the TBT, and the growth from when I started to now is it's been crazy. Like it's been so many more guys coming in. It's been so many more teams coming in. It's been so many more better talent coming in. You know what I'm saying? So, my experience with the TBT, the first year I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I just had seen the TBT. I think I really learned about the TBT the year before, and I was like, man, I just want to play in this because at that time, I used to be, I went from being on ESPN every night in college to not even like, not getting the recognizable, not getting the recognition anymore, national wise in America because I'm not in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So I was overseas. So when I started seeing that this shows up on national TV, I'm like, man, it's an opportunity for people to see me again. You know what I'm saying? Nobody hasn't seen me since college. And Sideline Cancer had all three of their games in Wichita that first year was on ESPN. So I'm like, man, I even if we lose the first game, I at least get to play on ESPN. You know what I'm saying? So if I have a good game, they can be like, oh, here's Marcus Keene. We ain't forgot about him or where he's been at, blah, blah, blah. So we went into I didn't know what to expect. We played Kansas that first game. Perry Airless had went down, and that's just part of the game. But I think when he went down, I think it gave us a little bit more confidence, and we was able to get through that game against Kansas. And then once we did that, I think like the jitters went away. The jitters definitely went away for me. So then that second game, I'm like, man, I'm on ESPN again, and we playing Wichita. And now I feel like I'm like in a college arena because Wichita had it packed
It
out. Like,
was wild.
no, it was crazy. So I'm like, oh man, this is what I used to see them when I watched them play in college, like their team in college. Like, so I'm like, man, now I'm in here, I'm on ESPN again, blah blah blah. So that's what it was. And then, like I said, unfortunately, we ended up losing the third game to Marquette. So at that time, I was like, man, this team, we just now, like, I see how it is. I see the team, like, and I see what the vision is. We just got to switch a couple pieces around. You always got to get better. Like, if it don't work one year, you got to switch some things around. You got to bring some better guys in or some different guys to try to win the thing. So then we come back next year in the bubble. Uh, and like I said, nobody picked us to win or anything. And I think that year we came in and we shot the world. Our team is a lot of guys who's humbled and hungry. You know what I mean? A lot of guys that's still trying to make a name or trying to get back to where they once was or something like that. So we came out, played hard and hungry, and I think that's what ended up getting us to the championship, and Marquette ended up getting us there. And then last year we came back. Last year we came back and we felt like we was number one seed. We getting what now? We getting the respect we deserve. Yada yada yada. And I just think that I don't know. We just that whole tournament, we started off slow every game, and we was forced to play from behind and play from behind every single game. And I think it finally it caught up to us in the Elite Eight when we had to play from behind. We ended up taking the lead against Team 23 or being right there, and then we couldn't close it out. And I just think because we just you playing with fire so much. You keep playing with fire, you're eventually gonna get burnt, and that's what happened with us. So now we're going into this year. We picked up Mike Daum. I think that's gonna be a big pickup for us. So we got some different pieces around, and I think we. I think we just got to come in there focused and knowing what the job is to do to get to Dayton. And once you get to Dayton, then it's one game at a time. But we can't play from behind. I think that was our problem last year. And like I said, we probably should have lost the first game of the tournament, and we probably should have lost the last game of the before Dayton. You know what I'm saying? The only game we handily won was game 2. So this year we got to make sure we come out and do what we got to do. Even, we're not gonna say we're just gonna beat everybody right away or whatever. But if we come in and locked in, like at least keep the game, flowing, like 0-0, 10-10, 20-25. Not we down 10 and we got to fight back and all this other type of stuff. So, but yeah, the TBT has been fun for me, and my experience has been good. We've been winning, but now like I'm at the point where it's like go win it all. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah.
I mean, I just I looked up the results of the last 3 years, and I didn't realize this, but Sideline Cancer has lost to a team in the championship game every single year.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that because Marquette made it. Then you lose the championship game, and then you lose Team 23, who loses in the championship game as well. I did quick note. I was actually at your guys' game in Wichita, and that was one of the most electric crowds I've ever been a part of. And it was because I was there to root on Iowa United. My buddy was there to root on Kansas. And so we're like, who is the Sideline Cancer team? And you all like shocked the heck out of Kansas. He was super upset, which is hilarious. And then we get to the Iowa Wichita State game, and it felt like we were in a true college atmosphere. I can only imagine the next night when you all were playing Wichita. But that's a ton of fun, man.
Yeah.
So the goal then seems like pretty clear is let's finally get a W this year, right?
Yeah, I mean, like we're not going into I've talked to Billy, I've talked to Charlie, and I'm like, look, man, we got to put this team got to be like a team to where like it's a winnable team. Like we got to win it all. Like you know what I'm saying? I know everybody in this tournament, you pay your dues, you pay your respects, you go through your trials and tribulations. But now it's like, yo, come on, yo, like we should be Final Four. You know what I'm saying? Like we should be at least at the Final Four with a chance for us to play for the championship. You know what I'm saying, this year. So, we gotta, it's a lot on us as well. But we gotta that's the vision that I'm looking for. Nothing less.
Absolutely, man. So, what has been your favorite moment of the TBT to this point?
I mean, I think my favorite moment was the overseas elite game when Mo hit that shot. Like I think that right there was just like the stepping stone that took us over the top, that made us, recognize as one of the elite teams when we beat them. And they haven't had a team. I mean, it's only been 1 year, but they didn't have a team last year. So, the last team to beat overseas elite was us. You know what I'm saying? So, I think that was what took us over the next step. So that was probably my favorite moment.
Yeah, that I told Mo this as well, but I believe Sideline Cancer was like a plus 400 or plus 450 on the betting apps for that game. And so I just put some I talked to Matt. Matt's like, I think Sideline Cancer has a chance. Put some money on Sideline Cancer. You better believe I was running around my living room screaming when Mo hit that shot. I was pumped, man. That was a good time. So that's where my fandom for Sideline Cancer came from. What is the toughest team you faced in the TBT?
Marquette. The year that we lost, they was tough. They was athletic. They had guards. They was physical. That was the toughest team. That was the toughest team. Like, and we had a chance and whatnot, but just throughout the whole game, like that, I felt like they just had control of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like that year that we lost in the championship, they was tough, man. They was legit.
Yeah, it was one of those things where you were always in it, but it was like at some point, is Marquette gonna break this open? Like there was not. It never felt like momentum was really on the Sideline Cancer side during that game.
Wasn't really on our side. Yeah, exactly. So
that's tough.
Yeah.
All right, man. We're gonna hop into some easy questions, some superlatives. What is your favorite superhero?
I don't have.
You don't have a superhero? You don't have a favorite one? All right. I've never gotten that before. All right. What is your favorite? You threw me for a loop there. What is your favorite workout, like favorite song before a game?
I like the Lonely Child by Young Boy.
All right. And what is your favorite thing to do outside of basketball?
No, I'm playing 2K with my guys all day. We was on it last night. We're gonna be on it tonight. I'm playing 2K with my guys.
What's your go-to team or player?
When I go to, and I'm trying to win, I'll play with Daum in Portland if they got their full roster because I know how to shoot with Daum. Yeah,
I feel like a little bit similarities there in terms of two of like the point guard, scoring point guard,
yeah,
big shot kind of guy. I love it.
yeah.
What is your favorite food item?
Fried chicken.
Fried chicken. Any particular place?
Uh, nah, Popeyes. I say Popeyes.
All right. And the final question, the most important one: do you like pineapple on your pizza?
No, but
All
I
right.
eat.
You'll eat it though.
Yeah, I eat it, but I don't. I'm not choosing that. But if it's there, I eat it.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. I can appreciate that. Well, Marcus, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to talk to me. Anything you want to say for the fans of Sideline Cancer out there?
No, just what's up, Sideline? Thanks for sticking with us throughout all these years that I've been here, supporting us and giving us our love. I mean, y'all love and support, and like we just want to bring it home for you guys, and that's the mindset, that's the goal every year going into it, and let's get it done.
That's hopefully that happens, man. Marcus, as always, it's a pleasure to talk to you, buddy. Make sure to follow Marcus on his Twitter. You can see below, and also on his Instagram account. Marcus, will be rooting for you come TBT time, man. Have a great day, buddy.
All right, you too.
All right,
Thanks.
see you, pal.